All right, we are officially live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel. We love comics, and let me switch this over to the video camera so you could see me. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I was originally had this live stream scheduled for 6 o'clock tonight. The reason being is I didn't know when this package was going to arrive, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to keep switching it, so I figured once I got it, I wanted to make sure it was done earlier to give people a chance to watch it. So, welcome. It finally has arrived. This is my 4 PGX comics that were graded. This is supposed to be for last month's. It was a little bit of a delay. So, I just want to mention to people, and hello, I see people are starting to come in. Irons in the Fire, I like that name. The Sula Stuff, JJR, Gene Police Peter, Crazy Clown, everybody else, hello, welcome. One thing I want to mention, if you've never seen one of these before, I don't know what the grades are, so we're going to find out together live. I like doing these live. I just got this package done today. So as I'm opening it, I want to let everybody know, especially if you've never seen my channel before, if you subscribe to my channel, there are a couple of exclusive things that I have with PGX if you're interested. Now, obviously, you don't have to. If you are subscribed to my channel, they offered me the ability... Oh, they put backing boards in there. That's nice of them. They sent the backing boards back. You have the ability, if you get 10 books submitted by PGX... you can get one of them pressed for free. And also, exclusive to them, thanks to my idea and bringing it up, they were kind enough to do this. PGX, for a $5 charge, will do grader's notes on the back of the slabs. So the codes to do those are in the description of this video and any video. So as usual, they do a great job of packaging this. So even though a corner of the box was dented a little bit, they put so much bubble wrap on these, I'm not worried. So I'm going to try and make sure I open it from the side that I cannot see the grade. So I want to make sure. Alright, so I'm going to go from the back part. Now, every month I make sure I do a video where I show the books that I'm going to send out. So if you haven't seen the one that well, actually I haven't put it out yet. I already sent them out, but I haven't had the chance to put the video out. I was going to do it today until I found out last night that these have arrived. Alright, so we got the 4 books, and they definitely make sure these are protected. So let's see what we got. Wildcard says, PGX is great to work with. I only sent one order, but they were very responsive and helpful. Yeah. Now, even though I technically am quote-unquote sponsored by them, I mean, I don't get paid to do this. We just have an agreement where I show that little advertisement, and they allow me 4 books to be sent in to be graded every month. I'm not held to have to say anything nice if I don't want to. So I will say this. These books, normally I'm supposed to get them before the end of the month. Now, with the Comic-Con season and them changing around the thing with the grader's notes, I understand that things are delayed, but 3 different times they told me the books were going to be sent, and 3 different times I had to wait a couple of days before I responded to them to find out what was going on. So I don't mind if things are late, but if you say something's going to happen, and if it doesn't, you should let people know. So I will say that was a bad job this time, and we'll leave it at that. So, I mean, like I said, you got to make sure you stay honest, and I'm just not going to say nothing but good things if they do something wrong. Logan Forever says he's dealing with the hurricane in North Carolina. Yeah, be safe out there, guys. All right, so let's see. I don't even know what order these are in. All right, so this is the one we're starting out with. This is... Oh, hold on one second. I got to get the piece of paper that shows the grade and the price. I have it right here. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to cover that grade up again. And I will read the grader's notes because the grader's notes are on the back. And again, if you are subscribed to We Love Comics and you use the code, it's We Love Comics Graders Notes, $5 will get you the greatest notes on the slabs if you want them. But this is Amazing Spider-Man 13, which is the first appearance of Mysterio. I paid $97 for this book, and that includes shipping and handling. So what I predicted was, I said it's going to be around a 2.5 to a 3.5 range. So let's see what the grade ended up being. And there you go. So I'm usually pretty decent about this stuff. So it came out a 3.5, off-white to white pages. First appearance and origin of Mysterio. And as you can see, I mean, there's a couple little ticks here and there. But as you can see, it presents well. There is a little bit of a stain on the top that actually goes through to the back, on the back page. So that's why this actually got the grade that it got. But let's read, and I'll show you. They do put the greatest notes. Now, obviously, with any of the companies, you can get them for free. CGC charges $5, but they don't put it on the slab. But if you want to get these for free, you just email them, so you don't have to pay for it. I just think it's an awesome idea to have the greatest notes on here. So let's read. Let me first show you them, and then let's read what they said they found, which makes these people more responsible. Because if the grader notes are on here, you know, I think they're more likely to any grading company to be more honest about what they're doing, and you know why they're doing it. So let's read this. So they wrote, several creases and stress lines at the spine, moderate water damage, which I showed, moderate cover and edge wear, and 1 1/2 inch spine split at the bottom. This I didn't know about. Minor bug chew at top, minor spine chip, back top spine. So if you see right here, there's a tiny little chip on the back. So there you go. That's number one. So 3.5, I'm very happy with, especially since I spent $97 for this book. I think that's a very accurate grade. And let's get on to comic number 2. All right, so comic number 2. All right. This is Journey into Mystery 85, which is the first appearance of Loki, Heimdall, I believe also the Rainbow Bridge, but I'll check the notes just to make sure. And Legion Trooper says, greatest notes on slab is great. Yeah, I am in communication with Daniel Patterson, who is the owner of PGX, and I was kind of getting at him for a while, and they finally agreed to try it out. So PGX is the only company that you can get the greatest notes put on your slabs. Now, obviously, they're not going to do it unless you want it, and it's a $5 charge, but I think it's a great idea if you want it. So this I paid $363.66 for. So not a bad price for this key issue. I predicted it's going to be around a 2.0 to a 3.0. So let's see what it ends up with, and I'll read the graders notes. Ooh, even better. All right. So this is one thing I will stress. Pressings help books. If you're going to get your books graded, no matter what company you get them graded, get them pressed and dry cleaned. The whole edge here definitely benefited from the pressing. I can see it. Now, a lot of people say, you know, where do you get your pressings? Well, PGX is the only company that I know of grading-wise that has their pressing in-house. CGC also does pressings, but they have to mail it to another area. It's more expensive, and it takes a lot longer. All right, so this is, according to this, first appearance of Loki, Heimdall, okay, first appearance of Asgard, so I guess that would include the Rainbow Bridge, and first appearance of Odin in a cameo. So this is off-white pages, and again, as you can see, the cover looks amazing. And I'll show you the back. So again, the pressing helped. And I'll show you the greatest notes, and I will read them. So as you can see, there's no rips and tears, no chunks missing out. Looks pretty good, so I'm very happy with a 4.0. But let's see what they found. All right, so multiple creases and stress lines along the spine, which I definitely see. multiple edge tears. There's a little bit of staining, a spine tear at the top, staple tears at the bottom. I mean, that's normal for a book that's been opened. You'll get the little tears, but they're still plenty easily intact. And significant cover edge spine wear. So you can see along the spine, it might be hard to see, but obviously this is a book that's been read over the years. I mean, this book came out in 1962, so you'll get that little crease here. The creases is because people are opening the book, and it kind of scrunches it up. So 4.0 is not far from what I predicted. Not bad grade for this. I'm very happy with that, especially for the price. All right, next one. Let's see what this one is. All right, this one's definitely going to be a low grade, but I got such a good deal on this, I'm not worried about it. This is Fantastic Four issue number 3. This is the issue that they get their costumes for the first time. So very significant, especially that Fantastic Four soon will be in a Marvel movie. Whether that happens in Avengers 4 or further on, it's just a matter of time. Now, this book I bought with several other books from a seller who you could tell does not collect comics. They were just selling them. Because when I got these, the person put 4 books, I bought 4 at a time. He put all 4 books in a mailing envelope, no backing board, no bag, nothing. Just raw comics by themselves. How they didn't end up getting destroyed, I don't know. But these were definitely books that would benefit from pressings, because all of the books had these wrinkles all over them. So it definitely will increase the grade. So I paid only $170 for this book, which is not bad, but I predicted it's going to be around a 1.8 to a 2.5 range. Now, I didn't know what the pressing was going to do, but there is a little bit of a corner missing in the back, which I'll show. But let's first reveal what the grade is. There we go. So a 1.8. So I'm actually getting really good at being able to grade books. And I'll tell you this much. The more I'm learning about grading, the more I've come to realize, and I hate to say this, and some people are going to be mad for it or whatever, but I've noticed that CGC books that are mid to lower grade for Silver and Bronze Age, they tend to undergrade them. So people are actually getting their books undergraded. Because I actually have been reading from the CBCS website. Now, we all know that CBCS is the strictest when it comes to grading. And they have a listing of what they use for their grading, you know, to determine the grades. And the more I look at books, the more I'm seeing that, I mean, CGC is great with newer books. They're pretty much spot on. Sometimes they might overgrade a little bit. Like a 9.8 really is a 9.6. But their key issue Bronze and Silver Age books that are like 5.0 and under, they tend to undergrade them. So pressing helped this book, but as you can see, there's a piece of the corner missing here, and there's a piece missing here. Not major amounts, but the pressing absolutely helped this book. I mean, obviously there's some creases that break color. You can't help that, but I'll take a 1.8. Especially for at $170. So let me show first the grader's notes, and I'll read them, and then we have one more book left. All right, so multiple creases and stress lines on the spine, large chip front and back cover, which I just showed, several edge tears, moderate cover / edge / spine wear, dirty front cover, which, you know, even with the dry cleaning, you can't get out everything, unfortunately. 4-inch tear on the front cover, and spine integrity weakened. And that's why, if you saw the video about me sending these in, I actually put on the back of the comic bag, telling them that the staples are barely hanging on, please handle with care. And no matter what grading company you send to, if you have a special thing about your book that you need them to know, like maybe the top staple is barely hanging on, write it down. Don't assume that the person handling your book is going to treat it with the same love that you will. Because remember, they're pretty much, no matter what grading company, it's an assembly line. They're trying to grade as many books as possible to make as much money as possible. So they're not going to handle your books in the same delicate care and love that you will. So don't just assume that they're going to know about those things. you don't want them to find out by opening the book really hard and end up pulling out the staple. Now your book gets graded lower. So I think for this book, a 1.8 is absolutely spot on. Again, PGX has been doing a great job, except of all the books I've sent in, only one book I questioned. And I've sent in now at least 30 to 40 books. So let's assume I sent in 40. 39 of them pretty spot on grades, and one that was off. That's not bad at all. All right, so that leaves actually the best one in here, in my opinion. A book that I've been telling people to get. This is a third copy of this, but it's my lowest copy. And this is Fantastic Four, issue number 48, which is the first appearance full of Silver Surfer. So it's technically his first appearance because he didn't appear anywhere else, so there's no cameo. But there is a cameo of Galactus. And this book, trust me, I've been telling people for years to get it. And it's getting up there price-wise, but you ain't seen nothing yet. All right, so this book I bought a couple of years ago. I only paid $150 for this book. You can't even get a 0.5 for that anymore. But I predict this book is going to be around a 2.0 to around a 3.0. So let's see how close I was. Dan Bull says, how fast is the turnaround? The average is about a month. It was a little longer this time because of the fact of all the Comic-Cons that just happened. So a lot more people are submitting. Plus, they added the graders notes recently, so they've been kind of finagling with the back, trying to make it work. So you probably think a month and a half. But that's still better than the other companies. I mean, CBCS, forget it. You know, by the time you get them back, you don't even remember what you sent. So of the three, PGX is fastest. And that's not having to pay for a faster turnaround. All right, so the grade is 4.5. All right, so I said it's between a 2 and a 3. Again, I make these assumptions before the pressings. So the pressing really helped this book. And as you can see, again, and sorry about the glare, but the cover, look how good that cover is. And I'll show you the back. There is a little bit of staining on the staple, but only the top staple. See, it didn't go down to the bottom. So yeah, they're very fast with their shipping. PGX is the cheapest, the fastest, but yes, you will most likely sell these for less. I mean, if you have Amazing Fantasy 15, let's say a 4.0 of Amazing Fantasy 15, let's assume it's $10,000. I know it's not that, but let's just say. If you have a CGC, that $10,000 book will probably sell for $11,000 to $12,000. A PGX will probably sell for the $10,000. So if you have a super key book, it doesn't matter who grades it. I mean, people always want to say this will be lower. I've seen many a time where even a PGX book was the same, if not higher. So it depends on the comic that you're getting graded. If it's Scooby-Doo 12, yeah, PGX is going to sell a lot lower, but who cares about that anyway? So this is the first appearance, like I said, Silver Surfer, Galactus cameo, Inhumans and Watchers appearance, off-white pages. Let's read the greatest notes. Let's first show you. So we got, and don't forget to wait until the end because I will do a surprise subscriber shout out. So it says multiple stress lines along the spine, dirty back cover, which I showed because of that staining, water damage on the cover and edge wear, which the pressing and dry cleaning helped. Rusty staples, which they definitely are. And there's a corner chip on the front cover, a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. So let me read. I'm going to go right now to the CBCS website where they specify their grading guidelines. So this is a 4.5. So let's see what CBCS says is acceptable for a 4.5. So they categorize, CBCS categorizes any book between 3.5 to 5.0 to have the following things necessary. Okay, so they write, and this is the CBCS website, these books are complete but can have major creases and spine roll. So you can see there are some creases. I don't know if I'd consider it major, but along the edge you could see. But there is no spine roll, so that qualifies. Cover gloss can be very low or sometimes no gloss at all. As you can see, it still has some of its gloss. So I would say minimum very low would qualify. The inside paper quality can be low and small pieces of the pages may be missing. So this is off to white pages, so it's got good quality paper and there are no pages missing anything. All right, so they continue. Books in this grade are almost always creased, scuffed, abraded, and soiled, but readable. So as you can see, there is some scuffing here. There's some scuffing here. But as you can see with all the words, and obviously I've looked at the book inside, it's still absolutely completely readable. So that fits. And last but not least, a larger amount of tape is also allowed in this grade. And once again, CBCS does not recommend placing tape on the comic. So this has no tape. So this perfectly fits under the grade that it's been given. So, I don't know this person's name. It says Zombie Tramp Talk Show. Does PGX do restoration on books? I don't believe so. Not that I've ever seen on their website before. So they don't do restoration, but they do. They are good at pointing it out. I mean, people say all the time, oh, you know, PGX always misses that. Well, if you look at my top 30 graded books, about 4 or 5 of my books that I sent into PGX, they found restoration. So either they're treating me special by finding all the books instead of hiding it, or they actually find it more than people make a claim, because anybody can make a claim. So let's go over these again. So we got Hulk. I'm sorry, Hulk. I wish this was Hulk. This is Fantastic Four issue number 48. Paid $150 for it. Graded at a 4.5 white pages. We got Fantastic Four issue number 3. First time you see them with their costumes. I paid $170 for it. Came out a 1.8. Again, I'm not disappointed in that. And had off-white to white pages. Next up, Journey into Mystery. 85. First appearance of Loki. Cameo of Odin. Paid $363.66. Came back a 4.0. Very happy about that. And last but not least, Amazing Spider-Man 13. This is my second copy of this book. Paid a grand total of $97 for this book a couple of years ago. First appearance of Mysterio, who is still at this point rumored to be in the Spider-Man movie. They haven't made it official yet, but we pretty much know he's going to be in there. 3.5 off-white to white pages. So I could say overall I am very happy with these. They came in at least at the minimum of what I predicted, some a little bit higher. But that's because, like I said, if you get your books graded, get them pressed and dry cleaned, because it will dramatically increase the grades. So no matter what company you use, make sure you do that. All right, so before I end this, I am going to go with today's surprise subscriber shout out. And we are going to go with, all right, love this name, so I'm going to pick this one. Bake the Snake. You are today's surprise subscriber shout out, even if you are not a subscriber. Basically, I'm assuming that's from his love maybe for the wrestler Jake the Snake. That's showing my age, because that was back in the 80s, Jake the Snake Roberts, when the WWF was actually not a male soap opera. So that's today's surprise subscriber shout out. I always appreciate every one of you for being here. I already sent in the new books, but I haven't made a video on it yet. I'll tell you guys what they are right now. I'll just tell you the books. The rest of the stuff you'll have to watch in the video. The books that I sent in that are already there, I just haven't posted the video yet, is Fantastic Four number 6, Giant Size X-Men number 1, Hulk number 180, and Batman 121, which is the first appearance of Mr. Freeze. So those are the 4 books that will be there next week. I will have that video in the next couple of days. I got a couple of other Grail comics that I just got recently. One of them was the last book of mine that got stolen. I can't wait to show you that. We'll see if anybody knows which one that is. And again, if you are a subscriber to my channel And if you want to send in your stuff to PGX, I mean, obviously you're free to send whoever you want. You want to send it to CGC or CBCS? That's fine. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But if you are subscribed to my channel, you can get, if you submit 10 books to PGX, with my code We Love Comics free press. One of them you can get pressed for free. And also, if you do want the graders notes, because PGX is the only company right now, and no one's talking about this. I think it's because of the fact that I'm doing it. If somebody else, if another channel did this, it would be all over the comic book community. But spread the word about the fact that PGX is the only grading company that does graders notes. Because if this becomes a popular thing, eventually, CBCS and CGC will have to do it. So even if you don't like PGX, even if you don't like me being the one that brought this up, and you don't want to give the satisfaction of knowing that you're giving me praise, you might end up getting your companies having it as well. So I really ask if people will actually start talking about the fact that PGX is the only company that will allow you the option of putting your graders notes on your slabs. I mean, if you keep it silent, then it's just going to be exclusive to PGX, and then CBCS and CGC will never have it. So I know if this becomes something popular, you know, it's going to be good for everybody. And Miss Hustle says, is you working for PGX? I don't work for PGX. I just have never had a problem with the company. Too many people bash the company for the wrong reasons. I know a lot more about what's going on than what most people just want to say, because it's easy to join a bandwagon where people will just make fun of something, because if you stand against it, you'll get bullied. So I'm not afraid of being bullied just because I have a different point of view. Now, I'm not telling you you have to buy with them. I've definitely done plenty of books with CGC and CBCS. I just like the fact that because I'm not selling these, I just want them protected and slabbed. These are cheaper, these are faster, and I can now get the graders notes, and the customer service is by far top-notch over the others. So, again, I'm not going to bash a company when I've had nothing but good experiences with them. Other people just bash them because it's the in thing to do. It's like somebody bashing, you know, whether you like Trump or not. It's somebody bashing Trump just because everybody else is doing it. I mean, have some integrity, stand on your own moral ground. So anyway, I'm not going to get into anything deeper than that. I'm very happy with the company. I actually sent messages. When PGX responded, I sent messages to CBCS and CGC, along with PGX, trying to make this deal where I said, if I advertise for your company, would I be able to get, you know, a couple of slabs to be able to be graded? CBCS and CGC never responded. PGX was the only company that responded. I can actually talk to the owner, and as you could see with the graders notes, me, this nobody little small channel, actually helped to influence a positive change that people have been asking for. So how many companies do you wish that you can have that kind of influence, where you can actually make a suggestion, and not only do they listen to you, they actually implement them? I don't see how that's a bad thing. So anyway, I'm not trying to dissuade anybody. I don't make a dime from PGX to do this. I just, you know what? To me, I feel like they're the bullied ones, and I like to stand up for them. If they do something wrong, I'm going to call them out. That's why in the beginning of this video, I said, when they were telling me these were mailed, 3 different times they said they were mailed, and 3 different times they weren't, and they didn't contact me. So I'm saying that's a bad job on their behalf. I'm not just going to say nice things to pander. That's not what my channel's all about. So you can formulate your own opinions, but I'm showing, that's why I do these live. So you can see my live reactions, and you can see what the grades are, and I'm not trying to switch anything around. So with that being said, I love you all. I thank you so much for coming here to check this out. If you're just tuning in now, this video will be, coming on air, process that probably takes about 45 minutes to an hour. Hopefully you'll check it out. Alex Comic Quarters here, Amazing Murfinators here, Miss Hustle, Lucky Straight. Everybody's here. Thank you so much. Hopefully you got to see these. I'm very happy with the grades. They are pretty much spot on. Whether you agree or disagree, that's up to you, because remember, grading is all subjective. It's based on the person or persons that are actually grading them. So it is going to vary. But if it goes from like a 3.5 to a 9.0, then yeah, somebody made a mistake. But if it goes from a 3.5 to maybe a 4.0 or a 3.0, that's just somebody else's opinion. Keep that in mind. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. I'll see you guys next video. Have a good day.